Hello everybody. Welcome. Hello, bonjour, hola, ciao. However you say it, welcome. Hope everyone's having a great day. Welcome to my channel, ItsStus Gaming. Today I have got a weekly roundup, with it being Friday. Yes, get in, Friday again. And with the weather being glorious as it is, thought I'd give everyone some nice news stories to go alongside with it as well. So I'm doing a piece here called ItsStus News, and it's like a weekly roundup of the news I've captured throughout the week. Hopefully then that helps people that don't have to trawl the internet to catch up on the week if you've been away or you've just completely been absolutely took over by Starfield, like most of the population have seemed to be. And yeah, just trying to summarize it for everyone basically. So yeah, welcome. Let's get into it. So we've got three topics for you today. We've got three news pieces, and the first one being Nintendo Switch 2 demos at Gamescom. Right, so there's been a bit of rumours here. So I don't know if this is official. We'll go through the article a little bit as well. I don't know if this is actually official or it's a rumour that this happened. But apparently Nintendo showed the Switch 2 at Gamescom, which was a couple of weeks back now, was it? End of August? I don't know, I can't remember. There's been so much going on recently. And essentially, yeah, apparently they showed this in like a private, closed for like tech and developers, apparently. And that's what this article's all about. I won't go through the article word by word because people could just read that themselves, or you can just read after this video if you want to learn more information about each of the topics. But apparently the company is understood to have held a private tech demo ahead of an expected 2024 launch. 2024. I mean, great. That's sooner than I was expecting, actually. I weren't really expecting a new Switch to come out until probably 2025. Now, for those that don't know, the Switch has been out for a while now. Is it 2017? I think it released. I know I got mine, I think, in 2019. So even if it came out then, which it didn't, I'm pretty sure it was 2017. So it's been a long old time since we've had a new Nintendo software. And for those who are like detailed in the industry and follow gaming a lot will know that it's a bit outdated actually now. So it's got really low resolution. A lot of like third party games either don't get ported at all to the Switch, or they're just so unplayable. I know I've tried to play some like competitive onlines on the Switch before, and it's just impossible. I mean, their first party stuff, say like the Marios, the Zeldas, etc., they're all great, but everything else isn't really. It's just not the best. It's just not the most modern device. Let's just say that. So this news comes, and it's quite decent actually. Yeah, tech demos ahead of 2024 launch. Behind closed door at Gamescom. So what this article basically goes into is, and this article isn't from Eurogamer, but according to Eurogamer, so apparently they're the ones who have like leaked this or said this, that they did this tech demo with Zelda Breath of the Wild, and as like a test to see how it runs, and apparently it like had higher frame rates. So the Switch 2 is aiming for like higher frame rates. Apparently it's even also got like advanced ray tracing. I won't go into what ray tracing is. I don't fully understand it myself. It's something to do with shadows. But essentially, apparently that then rivals the current gen, which is the Xbox Series S and the PS5. Apparently it rivals them two. So I was like, wow, okay, interesting. Yes, Nintendo then, if this is true, they're still a bit behind like Xbox and PlayStation, but Nintendo have always been known to do their own thing. That's why we got great consoles like we did, like the current Switch, like the Nintendo Wii. They take the time, but when they do release something, it's usually like groundbreaking, record breaking. It's like the next big techie thing, or the next like cool way of playing games. Like as people will know with the Switch, it's like detaching the controllers and all that stuff. I was actually thinking that the Switch would kind of move on and then move on to something else and call it. I mean, we don't know what it's going to be called. This article's calling it Switch 2. We don't know if it's actually going to be a Switch 2. But all of the signs and all the things I've read and this article as well that points to it is actually going to be a successor to the Switch, which is great because I love the Switch when it first came out. Not so much now. There's not really much else on this one, and there's not really much else been released apart from this. And Nintendo as well themselves officially haven't said anything, so we can't. I'm one of these people where I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, mate. Like, come on. It's just a rumor at this point, essentially. But I wanted to share this one. Like, it's good news. And this came out a few days ago. This news, and it's exciting if it's true. Especially 2024. I imagine it'd be late 2024, but that means we don't have that long to wait. And hopefully we hear some more about it from Nintendo in the near future. Hopefully, maybe before Christmas, we might hear something just to get the hype going. But yeah, let's watch this space. I'll cover this one like a rash because I'm all up for a new switcheroo, all over it. So the next article we've got for you guys is it's a nice story, but it's also a hard-hitting truth story as well. Let me just scroll back up to the top. Apologies. Sky News have done an article on like disability within gaming, and the headline here, as you can see on the screen, the title: "Why is gaming not just a hobby, but a lifeline for millions of gamers?" I mean, being a gamer myself, I speak to gamers all the time. Speak to people all the time, and they're like, gaming really helps me relax. It really helps me escape. It really helps me, whatever it helps people do, pass the time, etc. But what this article is going in more depth for people where it really, really makes a difference in their life. And this article goes into and it starts to speak to a content creator actually who's got a disability. I can't remember exactly what the disability is. All the information's below. I'll scroll down a little bit. So that's the content creator. There's a nice video there. I won't play it because I haven't got the audio attached to this, but and she's explaining like what she does basically. There's a nice little bit here. Look. So Molly Evans, she says gaming is a community and a lifeline, but one that she's finding harder and harder to keep hold of. So you see what I mean by it's a good news story, but it's also quite sad to hear that. And basically what she's saying is, as her disability, which is their EDS, I'm not going to go in. I'm not sure what it is personally. That's my own fault. I need to learn about this kind of thing. Oh, it says there, such as skin joints and blood vessels, affects cognitive issues. There you go. It tells us for us. Learn something new every day, don't you? So what she's saying is it's really, really helps her. So she's saying here she physically cannot leave the house. She's made so many friends through gaming, which I can relate to, and I think most people can relate to. But what a lot of people can't relate to is her struggling. It's literally it's her lifeline, basically. It's as it says in the title. It's not just a game. It's literally helping her mentally. and it's a hobby she can actually still do. However, she said she says further down in the article, it's becoming more and more difficult as her her illness or disorder, progresses. She's finding harder and harder to like deal with standard normal gaming. So essentially, what that then means is, what she's saying is like she might have to adapt to like more like disability functions and controllers and different technology, but she's saying there's not really that much support for it. There's not really that much info out there for it. But then further down in the article, I'll skip down. It's quite a long article about her explaining. There's a few people that start saying, yes, we have lacked in this space in the past. And she said that as well. She said that devs have struggled to provide it for people like her, for people with disabilities. But however, some of the devs, I think Minecraft was one of them. Some of the devs in Minecraft, I think it says here, someone called Brannon, says that they're starting to look at not just like controllers that will help and basically like, here's a bit of hardware, off you go. They're trying to incorporate like more AI and more, what was the one here that said like using like eyeball movements and eye movements as like a controller, which is really, really cool actually. Like, and what I wanted to bring this up because it's really, really important that gaming reaches these audiences. I'm going to look into this subject a lot more actually, because it's really opened my eyes to people with disabilities, because you don't think actually how many people. The key question on my tongue originally, and it says at the very top of the article, was how many people are in this same situation as Molly is. And apparently a third of gamers, a third of the whole game, what people class themselves as gamers in the UK, from, I'm not sure what survey it's from, a third of gamers are disabled. That's a huge number that people aren't, developers and publishers and the Xboxes of this world, the Microsoft, PlayStation, Sony, Nintendo, etc., aren't fully providing for. And that number really stood out to me, and it was a really, really like shocking number actually. I couldn't believe it. And then like the end of this article, like to summarize it a bit, it like goes into, yes, basically it's a piece that says, yes, we're looking to help, we're doing more, we're going to try and do more. But not only can this help people with disabilities and stuff, but it also helps the industry out as well. Because if you start throwing in like stuff like AI and eye movement and stuff, that's just the beginning. And then like they improve, and how do we make it even better for people with disabilities? And then how do we roll out this to like a mass market kind of audience? And how can we incorporate that as a standard? Could it literally be a feature that you one day turn on your console or on your PC? You literally just press a button, and then all of a sudden you can go like hands-free mode or some like really jazzy, I don't know, you can play with your left foot only or something like that, and like you can map your toes, or that sounds grim, doesn't it? But you never know. Like it can really open up doors, is basically what I'm trying to say. So like I said, it's a nice article. It's a nice news. It's got a bit of obviously like sadness behind it, obviously, when it talks about like the disabilities and stuff like that. But it's important. That's one thing I can definitely say. It's an important article, and it's an important topic, and I'm really pleased with Sky for covering something like this. And it's not just all about trends and all that stuff. Like they're actually going after something that people don't know that much about, and hopefully this, not from my video, obviously I'm not expecting my video to reach millions, but this article hopefully then reaches a lot of people, it gets people thinking about it. And I think that's what Molly was saying as well. Like, if at least anything, this article and my interview and stuff can reach a handful of people to start thinking about it, and that, it's like a change. It's like a change, basically. It's a step closer. Yeah, and then our final news story of the week. Obviously these are only 3. There might be other news stuff, but these are the 3 I've picked out. Our final one is all about good old YouTube. Actually, no, you're watching this on YouTube, so good old YouTube. Millions of people watch YouTube every day, and apparently YouTube are starting to dabble in the games market again. Interesting. So for those that don't know, you might be thinking, oh, cool, yeah, but why are you so why are you being so odd about it? Because YouTube in the past, they shut down not that long ago. I think it says in the article. So this is an article from The Verge, and basically they shut down their function of what was called Stadia, or Stadia, or however you want to say it. I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to it at the time, which is probably why they shut it down. People weren't bothered at all. And essentially, it was like a cloud gaming service by Google. Think of like Netflix, basically. It was that kind of vibe, but for games. And they sacked that off, and then everyone kind of thought, well, not YouTube, Google, who own YouTube, Google are out the game, pun intended. But essentially, apparently they're not, according to this. So YouTube's latest experiment is playing games. Nice simple title, but when you actually go into the article and stuff, it explains it a bit more. So YouTube are starting to test what they're calling playable games. I don't know if that's going to be the name. I don't know what, and it doesn't say if that's the official name or anything like that. It's quite a short article, but essentially this is going to provide within the YouTube what's it called, environment, or the YouTube environment. There'll be a new section that will basically be called playable, I think, working title, and that will be, but however it's only for selected users at the minute. And this is like like I said, it's their new thing, and it seems to be yes, we've left the market, we can't compete with Xbox and PlayStation, but could we compete with Netflix, TikTok? Because for those who don't know, Netflix and TikTok are also trying to get into that kind of on-the-go gaming market. So I think it's kind of a response to that, actually. And what's really good about this is, well, if you think if it's in the YouTube environment, then it's good because you have the YouTube audience. Basically, you've got that too, the millions and millions of people already on YouTube already looking at videos. You've got YouTube Music now. You've got games, like you can start to stream now on YouTube. You can find all sorts of stuff basically on YouTube, can't you? So why not add gaming to that area? And I think the whole point of this from YouTube as well, it drops that barrier of entry for casual gamers. I think Umar here goes into a bit around Google are really good with like them on the fly games. So you think of like the Google homepage on like Halloween and stuff when them games come up, and like millions of people play them. And I think they're trying to then do this same kind of thing, but in YouTube world. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be more casual side of gaming, rather than like intense, like graphical Starfield kind of games. But we don't know yet. Don't know. Yeah, but essentially it might open up then to people who haven't really gamed or don't have a device to game on. They could do that. Who knows? Well, essentially, that's all this article really says. And it says here, to check if you're included in the game experiment, look for a playable section on YouTube. I guess that means from now. It doesn't say from whenever or from a certain point. So everyone who's watching this or everyone who's on YouTube, keep your eye out on your YouTube channel. It's going to be I don't know how they're going to select the users. I imagine it'll be certain regions and certain factors you'll have to, certain criteria you'll probably have to meet. But keep an eye on that old YouTube list of apps. Seems to be ever growing, and it'd be interesting to see what they do offer here. Will they just offer like basic puzzle games, like 8-bit retro style games that last like 5 minutes of play and then you get bored and move on? Or will they also include more detailed stuff? Because they also said, one final thing to note, they said, was that it's going to be desktop and mobile. The mobile stuff is okay, yep, okay, that's casual. But then when it mentions desktop, you're like, oh, okay. Does that then give it more power? Because if you're on a desktop, you've got your laptops, your PCs, people with like actual gaming PCs as well. So they could go both ways. We just don't know yet. Be interesting to see. Considering we're on the topic of YouTube, that's it for this week for my channel. And that's my weekly news, ItsStus news. I hope that catches. ItsStus news. I think it's quite catchy. They're the articles I had for you this week, basically. And on that note, if you guys like this video, if you want to hit that subscribe button. I don't just do news. I do gameplay videos, like reviews. Gonna think at some point do some like streaming, and essentially, yeah, a bit of everything really. So hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for me, and it really helps the channel. Really appreciate it. Hope you find this useful. Hope you have even more good news this week, especially with the weather. Everyone enjoy your weekends. Have a great time, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.